Hey you, hey lady, have you heard? We're getting new Star Wars again.
Oh my, are you talking to me, Billy?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Have you heard the news? There is a new Star Wars TV show coming out on Disney Plus, and it's just a few days away. It's coming out May 4th. Are you ready?
Oh, I don't know about any of that, Billy. I've seen the movies and all, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything about this show. What's it about?
It's only about the Bad Batch. They're continuing from the Clone Wars.
The Bad Batch? Well, I'm sorry, Billy. I don't believe I follow.
What do you mean you don't follow? And hey, my name's Tommy. It's not Billy.
Well, you know, Billy, I have a name too.
Who cares about names? It's new Star Wars, a new Star Wars show. It's been too long. And the best part is, it's a 70-minute special premiere episode. And then, the following Friday, we're gonna get more of the show. Can you believe it?
Well, perhaps, Billy, I could be more excited if I knew more about this, what did you say, Bad Batch?
It would be my pleasure.
Billy, I said that to be polite. I don't care about you and your Bad Batch.
Oh my god, my name's not Billy.
Billy, you're hurting me. I'm going to walk away now. I hope you can respect that.
Well, you heard right. A new Star Wars show is coming to Disney Plus on May 4th. And they have a special premiere 70-minute debut episode, which honestly, I can't believe Disney's actually doing that. I would have been happy with just a normal, 20 to 30-minute episode, but no, they went above and beyond here. Credit where credit is due. And after this special premiere episode, then it'll be weekly episodes each Friday with 10 episodes total for the show. And since The Mandalorian ended back in December, it has been like 5 months with no new Star Wars movies or TV. That's unacceptable. So, I'm happy to get new Star Wars. And yeah, I know there are going to be some people who aren't excited because it's an animated TV show. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay to be wrong. No, but as someone who grew up watching the Clone Wars and really enjoyed its recent final season, I firmly believe that while undeniably different from live action content, animated Star Wars of this caliber can be great. And if it's not your cup of tea, that is okay. But I tell you what, it's certainly my cup of tea. Heck, it's my cup of crack. But so what's the Bad Batch? Are they the baddest of all the batches? What does it even mean? I'm glad you asked. Star Wars official marketing describes the show as following a unique squad of clones, elite and experimental, first introduced in the Clone Wars TV show as they find their way in a rapidly changing galaxy. You see, that's where the name comes from. Batches of clones were created to fight in the Clone Wars, but one of those batches was bad. But wouldn't you know it, it actually created some significant genetic advantages for them, as compared to other clones in the army. These genetic differences do appear to be from purposeful experimentation and manipulation, and not just by blind accident. And I'm glad to see that Disney is putting in the resources for this. I was getting worried with some of the other animated projects they've released, but going back to a show that picks up the Clone Wars' legacy and runs with it is a good choice in my book. And while it's not going to have the same kind of mass appeal as something like The Mandalorian, there's a lot of love out there for Clone Wars, so I'm sure as long as the show is good, it'll do well. Getting into a little bit of the history for the Bad Batch, the concept comes straight from George Lucas out of story discussions working on the Clone Wars TV show, and each clone is supposed to have a singular exceptional skill that makes them extraordinarily effective soldiers and complements each other to create a great team dynamic. And it makes sense, right? It's clearly easier to tell a story about literal clones if you introduce a group that has increased individuality, increased differences in their voices, abilities, and appearance. It breaks up the sameness, makes it easy for the storyteller to talk about clones. The actual official name of the unit is Clone Force 99, not the Bad Batch. This is a nod to Clone 99, who had genetic differences, but unfortunately it resulted in physical disadvantages for him that made him less effective on the battlefield. So 99 served working on maintenance for the Camino training facilities, and while often overlooked, he did make positive impressions on some of the new clones going through training, and he ultimately becomes a hero defending Camino during a separatist invasion. But so, what are we working with here? What do we got? Who's the team? Well, we got the weird boy. We got the leader, Hunter. Always a cool cucumber under pressure. He has sensory abilities and is a good tracker. This is actually functionally very useful for sensing directions without maps, and also for locating droids, something that was probably useful during the Clone Wars. We also got the nerdy boy, Tech. Good with computers, and yeah, you guessed it, technology. He's also really smart and often has too much to say. But yeah, Tech is good with technology. Who would have known? Next up, we got the boy with 20/20 vision. Crosshair has amazing vision, which makes him a good shot. Hence, he likes to use a sniper. There's also Wrecker, the strong boy. He essentially has super strength. Wrecker is also super loud and can often be a little obnoxious. And finally, there's the newest addition to the team, Echo, the droid boy who was given cybernetic implants against his will during the Clone Wars. He was actually a captured ARC trooper. The Separatists did experiments on him, and now that he's part machine, I'm sure he'll work really well with Tech. The group was originally the first 4, with Echo joining later at the end of the most recent Clone Wars season. And together, all 5 of them represent the baddest special forces the Grand Army of the Republic has ever seen. Best believe. But so that's who the show will be following. That's what the show will be about, the characters. But also, who do we have working behind the scenes on the show? Well, Dave Filoni is the big name. He's an executive producer and definitely has some great Star Wars credentials and fan goodwill going for him. He's worked directly with George Lucas and took leading roles on The Clone Wars and The Mandalorian, among other projects. Of course, there's always a team of people working on these shows, and some of the other important names include folks who have worked on Rebels, Resistance, and The Mandalorian. Of course, also The Clone Wars, so some good relevant Star Wars experience. Although, interestingly, apparently the head writer has a background primarily working on the show NCIS, which is a little random, but hey, I'm hopeful. Doesn't by any means indicate that they can't make a compelling Star Wars story. So, what can we expect from the show? Well, in terms of the timeline, it takes place in the immediate aftermath of the Clone Wars. With the Empire on the rise, it seems like the individuality and rebellious nature of the Bad Batch is not gonna mesh well with the shifting priorities. They've always seemed to feel a little bit like outcasts, and I think it's safe to say with all the changes going towards the Empire, we'll probably see them steadily come into conflict with their new orders until eventually breaking off from the Empire altogether. Then it's going to be all about them trying to find new purpose in a dangerous galaxy. And that does open up a wide range of possibilities for stories and areas to explore. And that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the show. I hope it'll be good. I hope that the rest of your day is good, and feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more, have a pleasant time, and I'll see you around. Bye.
Well, Billy, you've convinced me. I'm just going to have to check this show out. Count me in for the Bad Batch.